But we're at a point right now where the actual growth in the U.S. economy is more than entirely accounted for by the imports exports effect, which
Is
is
the Matt
quite an interesting place.
is the dollar weakness this year helping to drive net exports as well? You talk about tariffs, but the dollar's way down year to date, right? Shouldn't that encourage export?
It depends. Well, you when you look at the dollar, right, and where is it weakening? When you look at the DXY, it's primarily composed of like your large capital markets, developed country economies, right? So it's the euro, it's Japanese yen, British pounds, Swiss francs, and like you add all those up, you've accounted for like 95% of the weight of the DXY index, which is where you've seen the bulk of the weakening. And we talked about this on last week's episode. What was actually the trade dynamics of what's actually mechanically causing that? Those countries don't import that much from the US, like to
Yeah.
begin with. So like maybe they would, but they have their own economic growth program situations, right? And also the trade deals, right?
Yep.
So the answer is maybe they haven't like turned off their exports, but yeah, with the weaker dollar, they could in theory acquire their goods cheaper for their own domestic economies. But there's been, kind of a boycott effect to everything Trump has done, right? Orange Man is bad. Don't buy American. You see it with Canada, especially here in Seattle, right? I mean, it felt like in April and May we had
Hmm.
a full-on boycott down to tourism in our city. So I'd say there's that effect. But then if you look at like the trade-weighted dollar, countries where the actual um, imports and exports of goods takes place, right? These are exporting countries like China, and then I'd call China a developed market at this point. But you just sort and descend and you get, further into the emerging markets. That's where the trade weighted dollar is based on. And I would say for those, yeah, they're not going to be imported. Like the dollar's not necessarily weakening to the same degree it has for those developed market currencies. So like that effect really hasn't even showed up yet in US exports from the currency weakening.